Researchers at the University of Kentucky are working on a study aimed at preventing racehorse deaths. The team there is studying the blood of racehorses. They say they've identified 6 biomarkers that show if a horse is predisposed to injury. They say the test is correct 75 to 80% of the time. Right now, the sampling process is ongoing, and they hope to have results sometime next year.